Jurassic World Dominion is directed by Colin Trevorrow and it stars Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum. This movie, again, like the previous few films, was my most anticipated film of the year it came out. This time around, it tells a story of Biosyn bringing in all these dinosaurs to their sanctuary, but they are hiding some scientific evidence of something that could be a global catastrophe. And so our heroes are trying to infiltrate Biosyn, save a little girl and a baby raptor, and stop their evil doing. Now, to a lot of people, this is considered the worst of the entire franchise, not just Jurassic World, but of all 6 movies in general. And in some ways, I could see why. I could see why this is considered the worst, because at least with the theatrical cut, which I'll be reviewing in this video, I'll get to the extended cut in a later video, it is very messy and has a lot of missed opportunities. And a lot of my problems stem from what it tried to be in terms of its execution. Because the ideas it presented here are interesting, exploring a few more prehistoric elements of what came before the time of humans, like prehistoric locusts and prehistoric dinosaurs like coming together. I felt like that idea could have worked in some ways if it was actually built up, because the previous few entries didn't build up these locusts. We were building up to the dinosaurs taking over all of the world, but that's not the point of the film. The point of the film was to stop Biosyn, really, and showcase what they are trying to do to the world's food supply. They're trying to utilize these dinosaurs as a way to cover their evil doings. They're not actually doing something to stop these dinosaurs from becoming a global catastrophe. That could have been an interesting element to explore, showing that humans are utilizing these dinosaurs in improper ways that on surface level could appeal to what we want, like for these dinosaurs to be controlled and not destroy a lot of human civilization. But by the end of the film, dinosaurs are still roaming all around the world, and not much to that story, very much left in a very satisfying note. I felt like it could have done a whole lot more and explored the ramifications of these creatures actually causing a global economic balance of change in the entire world. And that would have been a whole lot more compelling. You could add in the locusts if you wanted to. Just felt like the movie just didn't take its ideas to its fullest advantage, really. And it felt very surface level and unsatisfying by the end. In terms of dinosaur action, this movie is a lot of fun, and the dinosaur action here is varied compared to the previous films. The Malta scene with the Atrociraptors is very fun, though the military dinosaur stuff is still really stupid. I absolutely hate this, but this is thankfully, hopefully, the end of that idea. It just was the Atrociraptors, and that's it. The rest of the film just ignored that idea completely. But yeah, it's still stupid. I didn't like this aspect of the film, though the action sequences in Malta is really fun. In terms of all the other sequences, it is very action heavy, though it lost a lot of the horror tones of what Fallen Kingdom had presented in the original trilogy, and especially Jurassic World. What all the previous five films did was have the dinosaurs at least feel scary at times. You felt scared whenever the Velociraptors are chasing down the military men and the Indominus Rex is wreaking havoc. You felt scared whenever the Indoraptor is following our characters throughout the hallways of this mansion. You felt scared with every encounter with the dinosaurs in The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, and the original film. Here, it's just dinosaur action. And because no main character actually died, it doesn't feel like there's much stakes, really. I felt like there wasn't much to the story here. And it felt like this final battle was very tacked on by the end, because this final battle with the Giganotosaurus and this T-Rex, in context of this version of the movie alone, felt very out of place. You only see one quick little battle between them, and it's not really a battle. It was mainly like a family argument about who gets the meal, and then they fight later on. It just felt very tacked on by the end, and that we needed a big action sequence for the T-Rex. In terms of its characters, Grady and Claire are really good, and they're played really well by Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. Seeing the original cast come back is very fun. Nostalgia-wise, it is nice to see them again. And they worked very well for the story, and they actually felt like they had character arcs. And seeing these characters meet by the end and having to survive these dinosaurs all together and figure out this problem is really fun. I also really like the utilization of animatronics here. Though at times the animatronics can feel a bit stiff, utilization of them mixed in with visual effects, especially in shots at the same time, as there are visual effects that are like in the same shot as an animatronic, like it's used to enhance the visuals, look, especially with the Giganotosaurus attack with the characters. While the dinosaur is a bit slow, you can say that he's just curious about these new people that he's seeing and is toying with his food for a little bit. Maybe he's like being the Joker, like Colin Trevorrow said, or something, I don't know. But the visual effects with that creature worked very well. This is probably, in terms of visual effects and cinematography, the best looking in the entire Jurassic World franchise, and maybe of Jurassic Park in general since The Lost World, in my opinion. The story is messy as hell, even messier than Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The characters, again, are all over the place. Dodson is a fine enough villain, but really not that interesting. Some of the new characters are pretty fun. I just would have loved to have seen more of them. Overall, this version of Jurassic World Dominion is all over the place. I don't know. The editing was very choppy at times, especially in the first act. Things just seemed to happen just to move the plot along. I don't know. This version of the film I liked when I first saw it in IMAX, but over time, it did get worse and worse for me. To the point where I can safely say that, at least with this version of Jurassic World Dominion, it is my least favorite of the entire Jurassic Park franchise. I'm going to give Jurassic World Dominion, the theatrical cut, a C. There are a lot of good elements in here, but this was just a very messy film that, with a few more minutes of extra scenes maybe, it could have been a whole lot better. It's not like there's a version of that out there that is just like that and actually pays off the story in a better way and a more satisfying climax. We'll get to that. We'll get to that soon after this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. People like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.